Today, our topic is Python programming, and in this Python programming, basically, today we are going to discuss about some program based on loop. So, till now, we already discussed the syntax of for loop and while loop, and different condition statement, if statement, if else statement, else if else statement. These all are the conditional statement, and today our program is today our aim is to create or write different programs regarding to loop. So here you can easily see that there is a program, and this is a program based on loop, and this program says that uh, use of range function with for loop, and range is always used with for loop. And here if we want to print sum of n natural numbers, sum of n natural numbers means n is any integer. It may be 5, it may be 10, it may be 100. So if you want to find out the sum of n natural number, then using this program you can easily find out the sum of n natural numbers. And this program is basically used this program used loop for loop. And here you can easily see that this is a program based on for loop. So first of all, we take a variable sum and initialize it with 0. And why we take it sum and initialize with it 0? Because we want to find the sum of n natural numbers. So we take a variable named sum and initialize with 0 because we don't want to take any garbage value in it. So initially we initialize with it 0. So our focus is to don't take any garbage value. So here we just declared sum is equal to 0. So whenever in a program you want to store a result in a variable, then just initialize it with 0 most of the time. So it don't take any garbage value in it. So here our focus is to find out the sum of n natural numbers. So there is a variable named sum and initialize it with 0. And then after there is a iterating over natural number using range function. So we just take here for loop, and after that variable name. Most of the time we take the variable name a, but in this program we just take the variable name val, and after that in is a keyword, and then range. So to define range, we have three parameters. First of all, start value, then end value, and then increment or decrement. So there is only two values there are only two values, 1 and 6. So 1 is start value and 6 is end value. It means end value. It means where we want to stop that value, stop that loop. So, and there is no increment and decrement, and by default increment is 1. And to define decrement, you have to intentionally define decrement in the program. So here increment is 1, and if you define only a single value, that is the last value, so it means by default start value is 0, not 1. By default start value is 0, and by default increment is 1. So if you define just in range 10, that means it start from 0 and go up to 9, goes up to 9, because last value is also not included. So there are three important things regarding to range function. First of all, it has three parameters: start value, end value, and increment decrement. First of all, there is only one mandatory value should be given, and that is the last value. And if you given just the last value, that means start value is by default 0 and increment is by default 1. Second important thing is that when you give two parameters, means start value and end value, then it is start from that value which is given. And always remember that whatever we given in the parameters as the end value, it is not included in range. It means if you give just 5, then it will take value up to 4. It means n minus 1, up to n minus 1. And there is an increment of decrement, but there is an increment of 1. And whenever you define increment or want to define decrement, then you may then it should be specified within the range function. So here question is very simple. Here we just use for val well is a variable name, and then in and then range, and then after that 1 comma 6. So we have to start here 1 and goes up to 5, and then after we have to calculate value of sum. So just we gave the formula sum is equal to sum plus VAL, and if we want to define it as a sum plus is equal to VAL, it is also true, because in this case this is second representation, or this is a second method to represent some variable using assignment operator. Sum is equal to sum plus VAL here, and what happens here, that initially we have sum is equal to 0, so here sum is equal to sum plus VAL. So first of all, our value of VAL is 1, so we get the answer sum is equal to sum plus 1, and that means we got 1. After that we again go to the loop, because loop is not over yet, because until and unless you get the value less than equal to 6 or greater than 5, uh, loop will be executed according to the condition. So now again it will be executed for the value of 2. So now sum is equal to sum plus VAL, and here sum is equal to 1, that means previous sum, and previous sum is 1, so 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 is equal to 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, so 3 will be there, and after that sum is equal to 3 plus VAL, and here VAL is equal to now 3, so 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, and next time it will be 6 plus 4, and it means 10, 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, and then next time it will be 10 plus 5, it means 15. So loop will be run for 5 times, and finally we get answer 15 when we want to, and because we want to print the sum up to 5 natural numbers. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, you get the answer, and so answer will be 15 in that case. And if you just define some of the value up to 100 natural numbers, then you have to define here 1 comma 101, because last value is not included in that case. So that is all about this program, and this is a very simple program. One thing should be remembered, that loop will be going on until and unless the condition becomes to be false, until unless the condition will be found to be as false. So when the condition is found to be as false, we get out of the loop, and where there is a print statement, and print statement is not the part of the for loop, that's why it printed only a single time, and it will print the sum. Now there is another question which may be raised in our mind, that why we print 15, because during the calculation within the for loop some have different values. So answer is that it will take the value which is the last value within the for loop. So the last value of the sum is 15, so 15 will be printed in this case. So I hope now you will able to understand the concept and the program regarding to for loop. So basically we use for loop because we give all the three conditions. It means initial conditions, and checking condition, or the end condition, and the increment or decrement. So all the conditions are given at the same time, but in the case of while loop it is not so. We have to specify all these conditions differently in different parts of the program. First of all, just initialize the variable. Second is just give the checking condition, and after that give increment or decrement here. So for loop is very easy to implement. If there is no choice in examination to define and to make a program, then you can easily make a program using for loop, because it is easy to implement, it is easy to understand. So just give three values, and use of the range function is most of the time used in a for loop. So using range function, it is very easy to implement the concept, and here you can easily see that we are able to print the sum of first five natural number using range function, because range function clearly mentions three parameters in it. First of all, initial value, and that start value, and then end value, and then increment or decrement. And the second important thing is that whenever we print a statement just after that of the for loop, and that print statement contain a value regarding to the loop, then it will print the last value used in the for loop also, as in these cases. So these are some concept regarding to that range function and in for loop. So it is a program which basically defines the sum of five natural numbers, sum of five natural numbers, first five natural numbers, and you can easily make a program using this concept of sum of first 100 natural numbers of or first of 10 natural numbers, etc. So this is a program to find out the sum of n natural number, and when we just defined range, different range, so it will work for different range, different values also. So here just we give the 1 comma 6, so it will be work for up to 5 numbers also, up to 5. So it will be calculated sum up to 5. Now I think concept is very clear to all of you, and I don't think that now there is some other requirement to solve this problem. Here you can see that sum is equal to 0, and then condition of for, and then condition of sum is given here. So this basically this program contain only 4 lines here. Rest are the comments which define the functionality of this program at different different points, and so sum is equal to sum plus VAL here, and at last we use print sum to print the sum of natural numbers, first and natural numbers. Now if you uh, want to execute this program, just go to Python script mode and just type as it is. You are able to run this program, and this program finds the sum of first natural number and natural numbers, whatever you want, whatever you give the value of n, the sum is calculated up to that values. So these are the only 4 values here, rest are the comments here. So don't need to write comment in a program. Comment should be written on paper only, because it gives you a clear cut idea about what is going on there. And the answer is 15 when you want to find out the sum of first 5 natural number. So let us take this program. Just go to Python IDLE, integrated development language environment, where you can type, you can run a program. So there are 2 Python version here, Python 2.7, Python 3.3. Here I will execute this program Python 3.3. It will take some time. After that there is interactive mode here. You can go to script mode using file, and then you go to new file, and script mode is there. Maximize it and just write this program with or without comment as you wish, and then just run the program, and answer will be definitely 15. Okay, check it. Name of the program is loop1, and you can see that answer is 15 here. So let us make some change here, and if you want to take the sum up to 100 or first 100 natural number, so just write 1 comma 100 in 1, because 101 is not included and last value is 100. So from 1 to 100 all values, sum of all values calculated. Here the answer is 5050. So using this program you are able to find out the sum of first n natural numbers. The n could be 5 or maybe 100 as you wish. And then there is a second program, and you can see that this is a program based on basically nested loop. And when we talk about a nested loop, we know that a nested loop is nothing but only the loop defined under a loop. So as you know that when we define a loop, then after that we write certain statement in the body of the loop. Within the body of the loop we defined a loop again, not a single print statement or some statement. Then it is called a nested loop. and here you can see that there are this is a program and 3 lines are here only, which define the concept of the loop. And in this program there are two loops and single print statement, and that print statement will be and that print statement will be run only if both conditions given in the loop are found to be true. Small program here, you can easily see that. Now first of all, let us see what is going on here. For num in range 3, so this for loop, num1 is a variable name, for is a loop here, n is again a keyword, and range is a function in which we define only a single value 3. And why we define value 3 here? Because it goes from value, it basically take three values, 0, 1 and 2. It is the last value, and we have to define three values, but all we have but here we define only one single value, so it is considered as the last value, and the loop by default starts from value 0, and there is by default increment is 1. So it starts from 0, then 1, then 2, and we know that last value is not included, which is given in the range function. So 3 is not included at all. So this loop will be going to loop going to be executed for only 3 times, for value 0, for value 1, and for value 2. Then second loop as we see here, for num2 in range 10 to 14. So there are two values, start value and end value, as there is no increment or decrement given here. So it will start from 10, and for 11, for 12, and for 13, and it will not execute for 14 because last value is not included in this case. And after that there is a print statement here, written here, that print num1 and num2. So both numbers are printed, for which loop will be executed. So first of all, loop will be executed for value num1 value 0, and for num2 value 10, 11 and 12. So for first time we get three values, 0, 10, 0, 11, and 0, 12, and of course 0, 13. So for value 0, second loop will be executed 4 times, for value 10, for value 11, for value 12, and for value 13. So 4 value will be printed. And after that, for value num1, it will take a value 1, and then for value 1 value num1 is equal to 1. The loop, the value of num2 is to be found 10, 11, 12, and 13, and for value num it will be again executed 3 times. So again answer will be 110, 111, 112, and 113. After that, loop will be executed for the value num1 value 2. So again, for value 2 there are again 4 values of second loop num2, and it will be, and there are 4 values for it again, uh, 210, 211, 212, and 213. And after that loop is over. So that is the use of nested loop. So in nested loop we can say that the inner loop will be executed for each and every value of outer loop. Inner loop will get executed for each and every value of outer loop. This is a very important statement here. You can easily see here. Let us see. You can easily see that for the output is given already here. Let us make it large, and that what is the output here. You can see here for upper value, upper loop num1, when we take num1 is equal to 0, then inner loop will be executed 4 times, for value 10, for value 11, for value 12, and for value 13. You can easily see here 0, 11, 12, and 13. 0, 10, 0, 11 will be printed after that, and then 0 comma 12 and 0 comma 13. And for outer loop 1, it will be again executed 4 times. Inner loop will be again executed 4 times for 1 comma 10, for 1 comma 11 and 1 comma 12 and 1 comma 13. And last value of outer loop is 2, so again for outer loop 2 there are 4 different values that will be printed on screen: 2 comma 10, 2 comma 11, 2 comma 12 and 2 comma 13. So that is the concept of nested loop. Concept is very simple. We just use a loop inside a loop, and inner loop is executed each and every value for outer loop. That is the concept of inner loop. And here printf statement is given within the inner loop, so this will be executed for each value of inner loop. So here we can see that 12 different values will be printed after the execution of that statement or a program. After the execution of that program, 12 different values will be printed here. Now just execute this program. Let us check what is the output. Output is we know that what is the output, and but just for our confirmation, let us check whether the logic is correct or not. Yes, the logic is correct. 12 different values are there. You can easily see that. Now this is our third program, and this program is related to Fibonacci series. So here we print a Fibonacci series up to first 20 elements of Fibonacci series. Here we want to print just first 20 number of Fibonacci series. So what is Fibonacci series? Actually, Fibonacci series is a series in which a term is the sum of its two previous term. Here you can easily see that there is an example given here where if few elements of Fibonacci series are printed here. You can easily see that first value is 0 and second value is 1, and then after that all values are the sum of its previous two values. It means 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, then 1 plus 1 is we find 2, and then 1 plus 2 we find 3 here, and 3 plus 2 again 5, and 5 plus 3 8, and you can easily guess what is the next value here. 8 plus 5, it means 13 will be the next value, and after that 13 plus 8, it means 21, and then 21 plus 13, and this process is going on. So it is a Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series, there are different elements. There are elements which all are related to the concept that each and every element is basically the sum of its previous two elements here, and it is an infinite series, so we cannot print a whole series here because this process is going on. So in question maybe they may be asked that print first 20 elements, first 10 elements, or 5 or first 100 elements. This type of question will be asked in your examination. So in which second important thing regarding to Fibonacci series, that first two terms is always fixed. We always start it from 0 and 1 because to find out to implement the concept of Fibonacci series, we have to just know at least two elements. On the basis of that, third element can be generated because third element is the sum of its previous two elements. So at least two elements will be given here. So let us implement this program using for loop. It's a very simple program, and this program basically implement the Fibonacci series up to 20 elements only. You can implement up to 50 or up to 100 as a choice or as you want. So first of all, we take a variable name. First is equal to 0. This is a program. First is equal to 0, because first two elements should be defined, otherwise we are not able to implement the concept of Fibonacci series. So we take just two element, and these are first and second. So first element should be 0 and second element should be 1. So you can easily see that here first is equal to 0, second is equal to 1, and then just print first and second statement here. So first and second statement value will be printed on screen. It means 0 and 1 will be printed on screen, and after that just make a loop here, and we just implement this using for loop because it is easy to implement. In our second part we will execute this program using while loop, and here you can easily see that for a in range 1 comma 19. Here why 1 comma 19 is given here? Because we have already two elements 0 and 1. Now we want only 18 elements because we want to print first 20 elements of Fibonacci series. For next 18 element we'll start it from we will start counting from 1 and goes up to 19, because 19 is not included in this case, and from 1 to 18 there are 18 elements in it. So 18 these 18 plus two elements of two elements are already given, first and second, and note that there is a lack of space after the for loop. So first second is equal to second, the third will also be given within the body of the for loop. Here this is the program. So let us take the program again. First of all, here you can easily see that first is equal to 0 is given, and then second is equal to 1 is given. Here we just initialize two variables first and second here, and then after print first and second statement here, and then after we make a loop for a in range 1 comma 19. So for other 18 element which we want to print here, we just take a loop and in this loop we just take a variable name a for a in range 1 to 19. So at first time a is 1, and then there is a variable name third is equal to first plus second. Since first plus second is already given in this program and these are 0 and comma 1, so third is equal to 1 and print third, so 1 will be printed. And after that first comma second, now this is very important portion of this program, first comma second is equal to second comma third. So first comma second is equal to second comma third. There is assignment operator. You can see that first is assigned to second, second is assigned to first, and third is assigned to second. So this is the concept of this program. So let us take it one by one. First of all, after the when program is going to be executed first time, then in loop for a in range 1 comma 19, third is equal to first plus second. It means third is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 2, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, sorry, and print third, so 1 will be printed here. And then first comma second is equal to second comma third. Now second is equal to, now first is equal to second, and second here now is not changed here, so second is 1, and third is 1, so um, third is assigned to second and the second is assigned to first, so first is equal to 1 and second is also 1. So this process is going on for each and every value. After that in a pair different values are assigned each and every time, and some will be taking, and now series will be printed. Let us see the concept. Try to execute this program. There is shift of a single operation, as you can see 0 comma 1, then when we shift is from next two elements, so 0 comma 1 and then 1 comma 1 and then 1 comma 2 and then come 2 comma 3 and then come 3 comma 4 and then come 3 comma 5 then 5 comma 8. So there is a shift of one step at each and every time. So let us execute this program again. You can see here, just remove the previous program and just start this program again. This is the concept. make proper indentation. Lack of indentation is here. You can easily see that, and just write a colon sign here. Colon is missing here. And then you can easily print. And just run the program. You can see that these are the numbers printed one after another. In next line, if you want to print this number after giving space, just use AND operation. Just use AND function. You can easily see that. Go back to program and then select just here as this print, and here you can easily see that, and first and second are printed both together, and after third there is an AND statement, and within AND we give a space here, so print statement will be printed one after another. First and second will be printed together, and rest element are printed to third up to, and rest element are printed together. So let us see what happens after making this change. You can easily see here, implement just AND here, and first and second line still are not printed in a different line but printed in a single line here. Just try to execute this program, and then you can see here this is the output. So this is a Fibonacci series. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching this video.